The social media, Twitter in particular, Zamfara government on Sunday advised individuals to obtain guns and defend themselves in the height of the resurgence of insecurity in the state. The state government, in a statement by the Commissioner for Information, Alhaji Ibrahim Dosara, said the government has henceforth directed individuals to prepare and obtain guns to defend themselves against the bandits. He said, and I quote, government has directed the State Commissioner of Police to issue license to all those who qualify and are wishing to obtain such guns to defend themselves. Government is ready to facilitate for people, especially our farmers, to secure basic weapons for defending themselves. Government has already concluded arrangements to distribute 500 forms to each of the 19 emirates in the state for those willing to obtain guns to defend themselves. End of quote. The commissioner, however, noted the state government's commitment to ensure adequate security and protection of lives and property of citizens, particularly during the rainy season. Now, taking some quotes, some tweets to this story, or some comments rather, at Gimba says, asking civilians to arm themselves in a lawless country as being proposed to Zamfara State's Governor Bello Matawale is an appointment with categorical disaster. Even the countries with big defense budgets have been unable to stop the consequent gun violence. And Atkuti says, now the question is who has the money to buy a gun in Zamfara? The trick is they weaken the economy so you can buy shit. Then they declare open carry so it wouldn't look like they are killing defenseless people. Zamfara government just declared war. So Mazinam Kanu was right. And Uncle Deji says, now that Zamfara government said it has concluded plans to facilitate ownership of 500 guns by locals in each of the 19 emirates in the state, anti-banditry strategies keep changing. And Abdul Aziz says the people living in those villages can't afford 3 square mil, talk more of guns. Issuing gun licenses to Zamfara state people will only help the bandits to get more guns legally. Government is responsible for securing citizens. I therefore implore Governor Bello to review decision on issuing gun licenses to Zamfara people, intensify efforts on community policing, and consider creating forest marshal. May Matawale succeed. And finally, the last tweet. Mr. El Bonga says, in a rather shocking manner, Zamfara State's government has directed its people to acquire guns in order to protect themselves against banditry. This completely means total failure in the government's primary responsibility of providing security. So this is what Nigeria has become. Now we've seen some Western states do this, like the US, and now they've legalized guns, but now it has become a very big problem to them. They can't curtail that. So how
they are even trying to work towards gun control.
So right how do you think this is going to work in Nigeria here in the north? And imagine it spreading to other parts of Nigeria like Lagos. I don't know. I see that is very, very harmful. I think it's
going to cause anarchy, especially if you look at the fact that a lot of people get power hungry. Even the armed men who are supposed to be trained get power drunk and shoot sporadically into the air, and a lot of lives have been lost due to that. So we're not talking about citizens who are not even trained at all. So you just hit my bumper, I fire you my AK-47.
AKs, I mean that's even a bit big. You have Glocks that are just concealed. You can easily. The truth is this. I understand where the governor is coming from, but is that the right solution? He definitely is overwhelmed by the whole banditry of a thing in the state, and is now telling the people to take up arms to defend themselves. Again, it raises the question, as the governor of the state, the chief security officer, he has failed in his primary duty of defending the people. Now, that's one. On the other hand, you look at it that, okay, maybe the people should also have access to these guns so that they can protect themselves. The downside to that is this: the guns will probably fall into the hands of the wrong people. You've talked about people not being trained enough. There's also the place of who can even afford to, get guns.
No, even if they get the guns for them, it's not a probability. The chances are high that it will be abused.
It will be abused. There's so many measures that needs to be put in place. It's not wrong to have rights to gun ownership, but there has to be massive gun controls. We've seen Western states do this and they've done it well. The problem with the US is the gun controls measures are not there or they're insufficient.
Yes, so maybe we should even start by arming Amotekun with the right equipment.
You understand? Regional security outfits.
Yes.
Then take it down
State
to those
police.
who are doing into community policing, like your vigilantes.
Yes.
So once your vigilantes are also equipped, then you can now say, okay, if the situation is worse than the people. But I think
no, I don't think we should even get to the stage of the people. If we can
exactly,
fix all of these
things. How many people can even afford 3 square mil in Zamfara? So that's what needs to be addressed.
Okay. Moving forward, Roe versus Wade was a landmark decision of the U.S. Supreme Court in which the court ruled that the Constitution of the United States generally protects a pregnant woman's liberty to choose to have an abortion. On Friday, the U.S. Supreme Court officially reversed Roe versus Wade, declaring that the constitutional right to abortion upheld for nearly a half-century no longer exists, and that the states are entitled to regulate abortion to eliminate gruesome and barbaric medical procedures, to preserve the integrity of the medical profession, and to prevent discrimination on the basis of race, sex, or disability, including barring abortion in cases of fetal abnormality. In response to the Supreme Court's ruling, the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, on Friday signed legislation to help protect patients and providers in California against radical attempts by other states to extend their anti-abortion laws into California. He said on his Twitter page, and I quote, "Abortion is legal in California. It will remain that way. I just signed a bill that makes our state a safe haven for women across the nation. We will not cooperate with any states that attempt to prosecute women or doctors for receiving or providing reproductive care." And Nate's replying, Gavin Newsom says, "Safe haven for women. What about the unborn living human inside them?" And George replied Nate saying, "Because a clump of cells is so much more important than a grown woman's mental and physical health." And Zabi says, "Abortion isn't a medical procedure. Babies aren't a disease. 18 days, it's a heartbeat. 42 days, brain waves detected. 52 days, the baby hiccups. 8 weeks, all organs function. 9 weeks, has fingerprints. 10 weeks can feel pain. 12 weeks can smile. Is this not life?" So California now is saying that, you can have abortion, while the Supreme Court is saying they want to reduce, the rate at which people, commit abortion. Go for abortions. But then, do you think
decriminalized that basically?
You said what?
It has been decriminalized basically.
Yeah, but California now doesn't want that. You understand? They want people to freely abort their kids. They feel that women have the right, to control which child they bring into the world and which they don't. So what do you think about this? Do you think
it's one of the Republican, the Democrats. That's one of their, what's it called now? Their ideologies.
Yes.
They push for, liberation when it comes to abortion laws, when it comes to gay laws, and all of that. So yes, it will come with the government of Joe Biden. So you would see some strong support when it comes to Joe Biden's administration. During Trump's administration, Trump was totally against it. So of course, I'm not surprised that this is coming up now, because it's one of the things that the Democrats, fight for.
Basically, America is divided between blue and red states. For your conservatives, the red states, the Republicans, they will definitely push for anti-abortion laws. And because the Supreme Court of the United States is tilted towards the right, 6 in favor of Republicans and 3 to Democrats, that's why this passed, although it passed as 5-4, one of the Republicans sided with Democrats. Having said that, you should understand that for your Democratic states or your blue states, which are controlled by Democrats, they would uphold, abortion laws in their states, while those, controlled by the Republicans would, antagonize it. Now, abortion is no longer legal in America, according to the Supreme Court. But I'm sure states would fight it, and I think it's the right step in the right direction. Women should have the freedom to make healthcare choices for themselves.
All right, and this is not wrap it up on social media, but see you next time tomorrow. Back to you, Omobolanle.
All right, let's wrap it up with the quote of the day, and this is by Dale Carnegie, and it says, "Develop success from failures, discouragement, and failure are two of the surest stepping stones to success. Of course, there is no success without the mistakes, the failures. So when you fall, you pick up yourself again.
8 times.
Try and try and try again.
It's all about, improving. And I think that's what life is about. That you make mistakes, you learn from them. As they say, learn, unlearn, relearn. That's the process.
It's a cycle that has to continue. Well, this is where we wrap it up today. Thank you so much for being a part of iBrand Daybreak. My name is Omobolanle Adeshi. Wishing you a fantastic day.
You have a great day. I am Choma Amarimula.
I'm Samson Lady. Do have a great day.